His doctor blamed brain fog on aging. He was 41 years old. That's not a diagnosis, man. That's a dismissal. Let me walk you through the actual differential diagnosis for cognitive symptoms. Brain fog is a symptom, see? It's not a diagnosis or a condition. It has causes. Here's how I would work through them systematically. First things first, your thyroid. Your thyroid produces T4, which converts to T3, the active form that affects metabolism in every cell, including neurons. Standard testing just checks TSH, which is a pituitary hormone that tells your thyroid to work. But TSH can be normal, while free T3, which is the active metabolite, is suboptimal. The brain is highly sensitive to thyroid status. Low T3 impairs neurotransmitter synthesis, reduces cerebral blood flow, and slows neural processing. The classical symptoms you see with this are mental sluggishness, word finding difficulty, and poor concentration. The second thing I would check, insulin resistance. Your brain consumes about 20% of your glucose despite being only about 2% of the body weight. Neurons depend on insulin signaling to efficiently uptake and metabolize glucose. In insulin resistance, this signaling becomes impaired, sometimes called like type 3 diabetes by people when it's like affecting your brain. Fasting insulin and HOMA-IR catch this early. Fasting glucose is often normal until late stage insulin resistance. Third thing I would check, inflammation. Systemic inflammation crosses the blood-brain barrier through multiple mechanisms and triggers neuroinflammation. The result is like sickness behavior. You feel fatigued, you have cognitive impairment, and you have reduced motivation. High sensitivity CRP is a simple marker for us to check. Anything over 1 suggests inflammation worth investigating. The fourth thing I would check, sleep disorders. Sleep apnea causes intermittent hypoxia, meaning your brain is getting repeatedly oxygen deprived throughout the night. Even mild sleep apnea impairs cognitive function. It's massively underdiagnosed, especially in men over 40 with any excess weight. The fifth thing I would check, nutrient deficiencies. B12 is required for myelin synthesis. Myelin is like the insulation on your neuron. Deficiency causes neurological symptoms and cognitive impairment. Vitamin D receptors are expressed throughout the brain. Deficiency in this is associated with cognitive decline. Ferritin is associated with iron storage, affects oxygen delivery to brain tissue. And then the last thing I would check would be hormones. We've discussed testosterone. Androgen receptors in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex mean testosterone directly affects memory and executive function. This dude ended up having like 4 contributing factors. I think his free T3 was low, his elevated fasting insulin was there, he had vitamin D that was low, and his testosterone was 330 or 40 or something. Each one was borderline in isolation, but together they ended up explaining everything. You're getting older is lazy medicine, okay? Age is a risk factor. It's not a diagnosis. If you've got any questions, hit me up.